Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Today is the 9th, and that means it is Spotlight on the Secret Not Secret Kit Club and everything Christina does for us. So thank you so much, Christina Sorge, for all you do for our Kit Club. We love you and we love the community here. And if you're interested in finding out more about that, you can go over to the Redefined Creative website, and I will put the link down below for you so that you can check that out. So I am working with a bunch of paper from Chamel's Field Trip, which is actually not just Field Trip, a whole bunch of Chamel stuff, but some of these papers I got in my kit from Christina at the Secret Not Secret Kit Club. I actually ordered all of the Field Trip collection through her, and so I am also using a cut file that I got from Christina from her other kit club, which is a it's called the Creative Cuts Club, and that is for cut files. So that is where I got this Christmas tree cut file, and I am documenting my grandson's first Christmas in my album today, so I wanted to go ahead and use these papers and this cut file for that, and I thought it would be a lot of fun to use a whole bunch of the different greens from various collections of Chamel's lines. So I have pulled in some from Go Now Go and some from Field Trip, and let's see, Head in the Clouds. Anyway, I pulled in a whole bunch of different ones, and I really like how this cut file turns out. And then I'm going to put all of that onto a red piece of paper from Go Now Go. There's a lot of ways to back cut files. I prefer to just trace around it if it's a simple simple shape, and then cut it. If I trace around the outside of the tree, I would cut slightly towards the inside of the lines that I drew. If I trace the inside of the tree, then I cut a little bit to the outside. There are other ways to do it by like gluing your paper to your cut file before you cut it and then cutting it after. That's my least preferred method, but I do that sometimes when there are more intricate cuts to be made. So anyway, I have these two photos of my grandson. One of them is him in his Christmas stocking. He was just almost 2 months old there, and so we have huge Christmas stockings that my grandma started making us when we were small. They were knit, and we had ones, my brother and I had ones that were hand knit at the time, but since then my grandma had gotten a knitting machine, and so all of the ones that she made later were all on the knitting machine. So since she got that machine, we all have new stockings that were made on the knitting machine, and then they are hand embellished, I guess you would say. So they have different images on them, and since my grandson was early and his sock doesn't have his embellishments on him yet, it does have his name on it, but we had a busy year that year because my great niece was also born just like 1 week before Christmas, so their stockings only had their names on them. They didn't have the other decorations. I think his ended up with a penguin that has like a scarf and a hat on it. Anyway, so I went ahead and backed those photos with white cardstock, and then a piece of a little bit of a brighter red that I'm using for the background, and then a black and white stripe, and then kind of a limey green, and I really like how that looks. It makes it pop right off of that darker red. And that red paper, I decided I wanted to keep the branding strip at the bottom. I like how it looks like little mountains, and so I just cut off the 1/2 inch off the top of the paper rather than cutting off the branding strip. Now I am popping part of the right hand photo up onto foam because it is over the top of the left hand photo, which has all of those layers behind it, and because of all of those layers there's a little bit of dimension and it lifts it off the page, so I definitely needed to pop the right hand photo off, and you can see I put too much tape on it there, and I had to like move it around so that it wasn't the tape was not overlapping the other photo. Now I pulled out a whole bunch of different Christmas embellishments, and I just have a little box that has a whole bunch of different ones. These are random embellishments from varying companies. I don't have a lot of collections that are kept together that are Christmas related, and if I have used a particular collection and I don't see myself using a whole lot of it for as a complete kit, then I will disassemble that kit and put them into my boxes. I have little boxes sorted by color, and then I do have one that is seasonal that just has Christmas stuff in it. So it makes it really easy to find everything. So I've pulled out some chipboard pieces, I've pulled out some labels, and I have pulled out some stickers, and I'm just going to start fiddling around and playing with these things. I do end up using those two little border strips that underneath the right hand photo. I like them there, and then I will put the remainder of them on the left hand side. That little Christmas tree says joy, love, peace, and cheer, believe and be merry, and that is going to stay just to the left of the photo with the Christmas stocking. And I really like how it just brings those trees down into the photographs. So it just kind of provides a little continuity. And then the season's greetings is going to stay in that bottom left hand corner. And those two border strips that I have under the photos, I just mirrored them right above where it says season's greetings, only I flipped them over so they're upside down, and they have a scalloped edge, and I really like how that looks. And I kind of just put things down with their sticker backing on them still, just kind of moving things around and playing with them, trying to figure out where I want them. Once I'm sure I want them in the spot that I've got them, then I'll take the backing off. So the ones just above the photo on the right hand side say Holly Jolly Christmas, fresh trees, and then the top one says Merry and Bright, that little round piece. And then just below the photograph on the right hand side is a wood grain piece that says Make It Merry. And I thought it would be nice to bring in the wood grain because there is the wood grain mountains at the bottom. Well, I call them mountains. I don't know if they're really intended to be mountains. There's more like a zigzag. And then, so I'm mimicking that wood grain effect in all of the embellishment areas. At least I'm trying to. And then above the scallops on the left hand side, there's a little flag piece that says First Christmas, and then a little wooden, it's a circle that has like a little bit of wood grain at the top, and it says A Joyful Time. So I thought that was really super cute. I am going to use that little green circular sticker that's right next to the Christmas tree, and it's just another little tiny Christmas tree, and I like how that looks. And then just above my grandson's photo, there is a green sticker that says Best Day of the Year, and I thought I would leave those two pieces in that I just stuck in there, but I decided not to. I end up pulling those out. I am going to move things around here a little bit, but that wood grain piece that I'm playing with right now is going to stay where it's at the moment. I do leave the 25 right above the Christmas stocking photo, and I leave the little holly chipboard piece, and then there's a little wood grain one that's circular that says love, and I add that instead of those little I don't know what they're called, they're like the little tabs that have the arrow at the bottom, instead of using those. So I end up liking how those look, and then I'm going to add a little bit of bling to each of those areas, and that's going to do it. I'm just going to add these three little gold rhinestones. They're at the half sticky back rhinestones to each of those areas, and I'm going to call it a day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Close-ups are coming in just a few moments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you have any comments or questions, you can leave those down below, and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.